What's going on, good people? Let's get into it. Yeah, so much going on. There's so much going on. Great things are abound. Great things are happening. Great things are happening. Listen, there's a lot of people who secretly wish, right? Who secretly wish that they could have done things different. And I'm not talking about people in this community. I'm talking about the naysayers, the ones who didn't believe, the ones who continued to talk crap, the ones who tried to downplay and made you and I feel like we were the idiots, we're the losers, we're the cult members. Hell, like we the believers in a scammer. It's those people who wish, many of them wish that this chain never came out, that pulsex never came out. It's too late. It's out. How about that? It's out. And they can all eat crow. And this is why I'm saying this, right? I understand, like, try to market to people and mass adopt and do all of that. But 2 years ago, when I got into this community, I noticed how Richard was really going hard on interviews and right, debating everybody and basically winning every debate. And ultimately, in addition to attaining glory, he was doing this to fight for respect in the cryptocurrency space, right? And I understood it. And I was saying this even 2 years ago when I didn't know what I know now. There comes a time in a man's life, in my opinion, where you don't have to vie for anyone's respect anymore, especially when you've created great things that benefits people. You don't have to kowtow. You don't have to be in a position of servitude, submissive, beg a soul. You don't have to convince, persuade, win anyone over, because the work that was created, right, will attract all the attention it deserves. 100%. And it will grow organically. It will grow naturally without you having to even open your mouth. Let the work speak for itself. This is part of what that saying even means. When you don't even have to speak anymore, you just let the work speak for itself. And why am I talking about this? Is because even today, now, like, this is, people don't understand that this is such a glorious undertaking that took place. That's even now, like, we living through it. We have a blockchain now and a new DEX on the scene that's going to help DeFi completely. People are so fixated and narrow-minded on their own inadequacies, misconceptions, insecurities, that they don't even want to allow themselves to have an open mind to see that this is a win for the entire DeFi space. I'm talking about DeFi, not just Hex, pulsechain, Pulse. I'm talking about the entire DeFi space. They're unwilling to just accept what just took place. Well, you know what? Let it be their loss. and keep it moving, because not everyone is going to hold their rigid position, their ignorant, rigid position based on whatever, again, preconceived misconceptions that they might have about whatever. Who cares? Do you think pulsechain cares? Do you think pulsex cares about our feelings now? Now we could say that. Now we could talk about that, right? Now we can say, yeah, right. It's not in the ether anymore. These things are actually here. It's working. And this is before the bridge. It's here. Do you think they care about whatever you thought Richard was doing back in the days? The whole narrative of how he, whatever spam king nonsense narrative, who cares? No one cares about all these things that a lot of people have for this man. All types of contempt, all types of slander and whatever defamation type, come on, man. For what? For what? People are unwilling. You have people who own Bitcoin, who believe in Bitcoin, right? Who own Ethereum, right? Who are unwilling to see the light. That's their loss. Let them and not just them. It's a bunch of people in crypto. A bunch of people who just see Richard and they just, because it's Richard, they won't deal with nothing he creates. Let it be that then. It's going to be their loss. Is going to be their loss. And that is okay. Because that's why we understand too. We understand. There's always going to be somebody who goes against the grain. There's always going to be someone. You can't make everybody happy. There's always going to be an adversary. That's how it is in life, right? I'm not going to tell you that these things are perfect because I don't know what a perfect blockchain or DEX is. I'm an imperfect person, so I'm not going to speak about perfection. And if you hear anybody talk about perfection, they know nothing. Don't listen to them. Okay? Use your brain. Critically think and apply. And for all the sacrifices, think about what you did for the last 22 months. Think about what you did for the last year and a half. If you just had, sacrifice of pulsex. Think about this whole time period and what you went through. Think about what you had to put in. Nobody can really understand more than another sacrifice. Anybody outside of that has no clue. And that needs to be respected. You need to respect yourself enough to understand the efforts and the work that you had to put in, the belief, the faith that you had to hold, your own convictions, to wait for no expectation to then receive what we have. So you're just gonna have these these characters who pretend like they understand what's going on. Folks that I used to listen to before I got into this community, that I thought knew what they were talking about with Bitcoin and Ethereum and all these things. They had no freaking clue and were unwilling to again open their minds and listen to reality, listen to what it is. You have people like, Michael Saylor, who always talks about thermonuclear dynamics, and is applying that to what we have going on here. And he missing the point. Johnny come lately. But he's a poster child for a blockchain, the oldest blockchain that we know of, that has so many problems, but is unwilling to see another opportunity over here that's light years ahead of what Bitcoin is. But salute to Bitcoin, because that's the first. But it still leaves a lot to be desired. It's a clunky system. What did Bitcoin show the Bitcoin community and the world how it performs this last 2 weeks? Make it make sense. If they're unwilling and if they're resistant and they don't want to see what's really going on, leave them alone. Let the ship pass them. The ship is going to sail regardless. You just have to know, as a listener and as a viewer, because I'm 100% biased, but it's not 100% biased because I've been on multiple sides. As far as I understand, I've been on different communities. I've always, I came into crypto understanding or learning about. I came into crypto through Bitcoin. So I was a Bitcoin maximalist for maybe 5 days in my life. Then I dabbled with Ethereum, and for years I was dealing with Ethereum, understanding it and trying to learn proof of work, the whole thing. So miss me with any type of narrow-minded whatever that I could be closed. No, I don't care about none of that. I go for what works and what wins. What's operable, what's functioning, what's pretty much the safest, even though everything is risky, but the safest bet. Everything is risky though. Okay? Leave them alone. I heard a stream where some people were like, oh no, you have to you have to market, you have to market, you have to market. Y'all can market. I'm not marketing to fools who are narrow-minded, who are closed. Let other people who have the energy and the interest and who could tolerate that, let them do that, because I can't. I'm done. I don't appreciate, when when do you throw the towel in? You know what I'm saying? You have people who are just so fixated. It's just unwilling, right? Unwilling to accept, and if this was a sport, to accept defeat, because their egos override everything that they're doing. They're too proud. You have a slew more people that don't like Richard than people who do. How unfortunate is that? And guess what? Right now, who cares? Because he has a community that he's doing things for in such a way that is unmatched, has been unmatched throughout the entire crypto community at large. Unmatched. It's just the truth. You have folks who talk TA, 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 TA. 90. I do not care a thing about TA. You think the world cares about TA, even though it has its purpose? But you think a world cares about TA? You got these content creators. All they do, they got 68,000, 70, 100,000 subscribers, and all they do is they flood their streams with TA talk, TA talk, TA talk. And guess what they do? They hate on Hex, even to this day. They hate on Hex and want to talk mess about pulsechain and want to talk crap about pulsex. You see? Talk about how Hex is gonna die on Ethereum, is gonna go to zero. And you ingest this type of toxic, poisonous type of information and pseudo messages that these people give you, right? And pseudo reasoning that they want to offer you to justify their position, and you will end up losing your shirt. They want what you have secretly. That's the worst part about it, because they'll never admit it. They're not only bitter and butthurt about all of this, right? They want to convince you to believe whatever that they're saying so that you can sell. You can get rid of what it took 2 years for you to wait to receive, so that they could not only laugh at you, but take what you have, take what took so long for you to get away from you, and leave you at what? And who's you gonna be? Who's gonna be accountable for that? Nobody. There's no crypto police that you could call. You have to look at yourself in the mirror and deal with those consequences. We made it, people. We made it. We're here. We're winning. We made it, and this is before any. Like, listen. The value begins with you. I keep telling y'all that. We're already wealthy within, in mind, body, and spirit. You have to believe that and know that. Because a lot of times folks don't even think about those types of things. They just wait for opportunity to sell and get rid of whatever and cry later. You're going to sell what took 2 years for you to get, and you're going to cry later. You have every right to do whatever you want. You have every right to do whatever you want. But this is just The handwriting was on the wall. Those of us who know, we saw all these things that's unfolding, occurring, because we've been in the market for years. We've studied. We actually took things seriously. Everything wasn't about just a damn meme or a joke or a garbage NFT. We've taken things seriously over these years. What have I been saying up to this point? People don't know what they have until they lose it. I don't say these things for nothing. And we're actively seeing it take place. It's unfolding right now as we speak. People asking for help, like as far as like they let their emotions, take over, made mistakes in their transaction, blah blah blah, and lost a bunch of pulse X, asking for people to and oh, don't get me started with Jacula. You're supposed to be a founder of a project and you begging for pulse. Meanwhile, you just basically, your whole claim to fame started from the Hex community. But the blessing in all that is, look, if you can't beat them, join them. The blessing in all that is, of course, we want activity on this chain. Yeah, come, bring it all, bring whatever all, while we just sit back and get paid. Bring whatever you want to bring. You want to bring negativity, you want to bring drama, you want to bring goodwill, you want to bring fellowship, you want to bring activity, you want to bring volume, you want to onboard, you want to do all that. We getting it all from all different angles. And guess what? 00 UTC every day is cha-ching every single day. Okay? And then you could decide what you want to do on top of that. But I know me, I'm a simple person. Other people got other interests. They're more technical with it. Want to set up the validator nodes, liquidity pools, farm, do it, et cetera, et cetera. Do what you do. Do what you do. However you do it, it's on you. Sell everything if you want. I don't care. But the difference between me and somebody else who's a naysayer, who's a hypocrite, right? That energy, I understand that energy. And I'm speaking about this with you all, so you could be aware of that too. You could be aware of who's disingenuous and who's been honest and real up to this point through the ups and downs. They didn't believe it was going to come out. Folks didn't believe this was going to come out. They know who they are. They didn't believe it was going to come out, at all. Heard all kinds of stories. Me, myself, who's not even in it to like in the whole, like I'm not in whatever. I've even heard so many different things about the criticism people were throwing at Rich. Are you crazy? Are you kidding me? Folks gave up on pulsechain. So it was like, no, it's not coming out. And Hex is going to 0. And Pulse is never coming out. pulsex is never coming out. That's what people were talking about. That's what people were saying. They're wrong, dead wrong. They could eat crow. All of them kick rocks with no shoes on. Every single one of them. Now they're crawling back, trying to, do whatever. All of them, all the haters that were in the community that talk crap and turn around and try to create their own whatever, and got, put themselves continue to wreck their followers. Keep it moving, kick rocks, and with no shoes on. You can't keep anybody from coming, interacting with crypto. Don't get me wrong. It's not about like, oh no, don't use Pulse. And I can't stop anybody. This is decentralized, man. What are we doing, man? Anybody can use these chains, these blockchains and tools and blah blah blah. Anybody can come and do whatever. But what I'm saying is the sensibilities that you don't need to. The sensibilities are people who come with impure thoughts, impure intentions, right? Who are malcontent. Be aware, so you don't have to include that into your scope, into your thinking, into what you decide to do. The whole idea of selling something before you even receive it. The whole idea of, like, if you have a 9 to 5 and your paycheck is spent before you even touch it, before you even touch $1, your paycheck is spent. That's how people are you could tell through Twitter, YouTube, Telegram, Discord, all kinds of different things, media outlets. I see it. I see it. I'm like, yo, y'all are bugging out. What happened? What happened? Again, I told you, this is what separates the real from the fake. Who's really about it and who's not. It's not a judgment. It's just the truth. A lot of people are, oh, we waiting for this, waiting for that. And, they're not going to last long. You know how many people are going to see thousands and thousands of X's? Not many people, y'all. Not many people. Not many people are going to see thousands and thousands of X's, folks. Understand that. That's the truth. This is not about making you feel good or bad or whatever. This is what's laid out. These things apply to me too as I'm talking about it. It was discovered on the chain on chain January 5th, 2020, when at Hex's low price, all the way to when he reached 55 cents. Not many people bought then and held on to when Hex reached 55 cents. It's on chain, meaning not many people really in truth experience 10,000 X gains. Not many people in truth experienced 90 million X gains with Bitcoin. And that is the truth. Like if you thinking about, oh yeah, I gotta see these X gains, but you get so flustered with the day-to-day goings on and these market activities and gossip and drama and all kinds of craziness and whirlwind and blah blah blah. Yo, what you in this for? What you in this for? Kick back and freaking celebrate. Just chill and celebrate. Like I said again in my other stream, like what did Richard say? As far as being a success in crypto, the people who've been successful the most were not the traders. It was not the traders. We're not folks who decided that they always had the upper hand in doing whatever. No, it was the founders, owners of DEXs, or not even DEXs, but owners of centralized exchanges, owners of exchanges, and hodlers, those who held, like just hold. You're not even staking, just holding. The 10,000 X, that was just for the holders, the people who held the coin, not even the stakers. The stakers, it went up 20,000 X for stakers. So what are we talking about? T-share rate went up 15,000 X. Same time period, folks. These idiots on social media, again, going back with the TA, talk about how Hex just went all the way down, price from August till now, and 7 cents then, and now it's 9, and all this garbage. And none of them talk about the T-share. They'll tell you about Hex token and the price, but they will not talk to you about T-share, including Ivan on Tech. I'm not really shitting on Ivan on Tech with that, but I'm telling you like how people are just so. It's not even that they at that point they lack the information because it's something that's blocking them from attaining that information. Again, whether it's their ego, ignorance, preconceived notions, unwillingness to learn because of whatever. Because Richard likes to wear Prada man bags. And he was twerking in front of a peacock. Who cares? Who cares? Mainnet is here. It's live. We're here. We're winning. That's it. I told y'all, and I keep saying this too, we won already. It's just everything got to come to us. We're already here. We're already wealthy in mind, body, and spirit. It just has to, you're attracting who you are, what you know, what you believe in your spirit from inside. From in you. So in essence, what I mean, like really, don't, man, it's really like rest in pieces to Rick James, but it's a celebration. Are you not relieved of the a year and a half, 22 months of just like up in the air? You just, wait, soon, 2 weeks, 2 months, 4 weeks, whatever. Aren't you not relieved that here we are? He issued a tweet talking about this is the calm before the storm with the bridge. This is a calm before the storm. The storm is gonna occur once it's a go for the bridge. So get ready. And in the midst of all that, I'm just gonna grab my popcorn and watch people make mistakes. It's very entertaining to me. It's very entertaining. I'm comfortable. Like I'm so comfortable, and y'all should be comfortable too. We should all just be comfortable. Like this is what I mean. Come on, man. The majority of people don't know about this, but you do. Most people in this world don't have a clue about what's going on. There's people in crypto that don't know about this, man. This didn't make the news. Crypto news is not talking about this. Like all these crypto outlets, they're not talking about this stuff. They're not talking about how a new blockchain came into effect. It was just launched last week to help DeFi. It's not being celebrated. That's for a reason. It's for a reason. Again, we don't have to keep like kissing ass trying to get people to respect the work already. You have the respect, Richard, and this is for Richard. Richard, you got the respect of the community, and it's growing. It's growing, okay? It's growing. You don't need to, whatever. Feel like you have to be recognized by peers you've been in the space with for 14 years. If they don't get it, then that's on them. That's on them. Because you're going to have greater people. You're going to have much more fulfilling alliances that are enriching and support from a community that really respects what took place, that really can actually appreciate what took place, because this whole thing with delayed gratification is deeper than just about some crypto. This whole thing with being mindful of your health, because without health, there's no purpose, you can't do anything if you don't have your health. No amount of money is worth your health. Somebody, God forbid, ends up, it falls on some type of misfortune. They're going to wish they could have money to get their health back, to pay for it. They'll pay any amount of money to get their health back. You taught people to be mindful of their health. You don't get into vices. Take care of yourselves. Live life. Do the work for yourself. Work for yourself. Have no expectations. Work for yourself. You want something done, you do it. All these things help thousands of people become millionaires during the bull market. Like, yo, come on, man. People want to celebrate the bad before they celebrate the good. And they still want to celebrate the bad even after sacrifices received what they were waiting for with no expectations. You still got people in the community talking sideways, crazy, because they're emotional, damn near irrational. Talk about irrational exuberance from the legacy world. That's what's being applied here. A great deal of irrational exuberance is being displayed and exhibited by people in crypto who supposed to profess to have been in this community, who profess to be about peer-to-peer, censorship resistant, immutable code, permissionless, all this talk, all this fancy freedom, pseudo freedom talk, fraudulent, fake. Celebrate, people. Celebrate. Be excited for the right reasons. There's a chance to uplift ourselves out of financial hardship and strain and worry. Today's a special day for all the responsible mothers. Happy Mother's Day to the responsible mothers. There's a difference. I'll catch you all on the next one. To be continued.